Hi, and welcome to Introduction to Ethics. I'm David Myers. I'll be teaching um, two sections, and I'm addressing both sections in this video. So if you're in the 8-week class or the 16-week class, um, I will differentiate between the due dates, but other than that, the classes are quite similar. Uh, it's Saturday, and the class begins on Monday. So I'm just trying to get everything set up for you so that you can have the easiest possible time um, getting ready for the semester. First of all, if you're watching this video, I assume that you've gone on to D2L because I have the videos set up from D2L. And so I assume you're already there. That's half the battle, is knowing how to get to D2L. That being said, let's go ahead and look at your syllabus. It is available from D2L, from the content section. You go to materials, click on materials, click on content. Then you will, let's see, table of contents, click again, and boy, you'll see quite a few things. You'll see information on me. You'll see the introduction and expectations video. You'll see the syllabus and schedule. Then under the assignments section, you'll see ethics problems. You'll see all the instructions for the ethics problems, instructions for discussion board, examinations, extra credit. Everything is right there. Then underneath that, the chapter PowerPoints. Then there are textbook chapters. Now, you need to have the textbook for this course, but if you don't have it yet, I have the first 3 chapters available. This is the hard copy of the textbook. If you have ordered the online textbook, then you will go to that website and you will find in D2L, go to the main page. You'll see a bunch of announcements. You'll see a welcome from me. You will see an article I'd like you to look at, and then you'll see the invitation address for the online textbook. Now, if you have a hard copy, you don't need this. Ignore it. But if you have the online textbook, this is where you're going to go to get it downloaded. Now, I don't use the website for anything but the textbook. I mean, I've had professors that set everything up and everything's set up through their website, and I don't like that. I mean, to me, that's the lazy way to do it. And so I designed my own class, but that's where you'll get the textbook. All right, let's go back to the syllabus. Materials, content, table of contents, and syllabus and schedule. Click on that. Actually, don't click on it. You're watching the video. All right. Now, this particular one is for the 16-week class that begins on the 10th of January and ends on the 10th of May. If you are in the other section, it begins on the 10th of January, but it ends on 4 March. 4 March. 8 weeks. And so you are going to be going twice as fast in that section as they go in the 16 weeks. Now, a lot of students like that. They get in, they get out. And some students don't like that. They like to be able to take their time. If you're in this course, you probably think that it's going to be very, very simple. But the truth is that the reading is incredible. It is difficult to keep up with the reading. And for that very reason, uh, that's why we have the 16-week course. Now, I used to lecture, um, but with COVID going the way it is, um, now we're doing everything online. But that being said, if you take the 16-week course, an online class is not overly taxing. Also, I no longer live in Minnesota. I live in Tennessee. So, welcome to sunny Knoxville. Um, but I am going to continue to teach this course for at least this year and hopefully a number of years to come. All right, so you'll get the course description. You can read that yourself. I don't need to read it with you, and you probably have no questions about that. There are no prerequisites for this class, but there is quite a bit of writing. More writing if you're in the 16-week course, less writing if you're in the 8-week course. Um, that's an advantage to the 8-week course. However, um, it helps if you've had college writing. And if you have, use that format that you've been taught by um, Ms. Dahl, and you can't go wrong. Other than that, I don't require any particular formats, but it's just easier if you use what you've already learned. Guidelines and information for academic honesty. I don't go looking to see if a student's cheated. I don't. I would say if you're going to cheat, at least don't insult my intelligence. By that I mean I've actually had a student that left at the top of the page the website information that they had taken the paper off of. uh, that's an insult to my intelligence. I mean, if you're going to cheat, at least cheat creatively. No, I'm kidding. Don't cheat. This is an ethics class. That being said, I once had a student here at NTC that was illegally downloading music during class. The campus security and Bemidji police came in and took that student away in the middle of class. Goodness gracious. This is an ethics class. So, listen, I try to make it as simple as possible for you to do well. I know the reading's tough and I know the exams are difficult, but I've taken that into account and I'll explain to you why I want you to concentrate more on getting something out of this class than worrying about your grades. If you come to this class and you give me 100%, by that I mean you turn your papers in, you participate in the discussions, you will not fail this class. There are always people that fail the class. However, they don't turn things in. They don't participate in the discussions. They don't attend, basically. But if you do those things, you will pass this class. Passing is 70. But most students get A's. The vast majority of students get an A in this class. There's always 25% of the class, 20% of the class that gets a B. There's usually a small percentage that will get C's and a very small percentage that get D's or F's. And the D's or F's, they haven't participated. All right, so don't cheat. Write your own papers. Don't download them from the internet. Don't copy from another. Like I said, I don't go looking to prove that somebody's cheated. But if I find out that you have, I drop you from the class. Um, So don't do it. You don't need to do it. There is Christian Brzezinski, our accommodations counselor for students needing accommodations due to a disability. I understand disabilities. I have two. One, uh, I'm partially deaf and extremely hard of hearing. If you've had any of my classes before, or if you've met me, you know this to be true. I hurt myself in the military, my hearing. I've worn hearing aids forever. It's not fun, but there it is. I understand disabilities. Also, my back, I've had three back surgeries and I broke my neck. I don't have complete movement, you know, range of motion, and I hurt my back very easily. And so, if you need an accommodation, if you need more time, anything, contact Mr. Brzezinski. The number is in there, and it's built right into the syllabi. Attendance. This is an online course. How does one measure attendance in an online course? The first is the attendance board. I have an attendance board located in the discussions area of D2L Brightspace. Sign in every week. If you don't sign in, I will subtract 1 point. So sign in, it's not hard. Um, the other way is, are you making progress in the class? That is, are you turning in your work in a timely fashion? You need to do that. Um, that being said, if you do not sign in week one, download the syllabi, and watch this video in week one, I will drop you for non-participation. So those are very simple things, but I expect you to know what's expected in this course, and that's how you get it. You watch the video, you download the syllabi, and by the way, syllabi is singular, syllabus is plural. I tell a joke in one of the video lectures about the Roman who walked into a bar and he ordered a martini. Or excuse me. See, I can't tell a joke. Your syllabi is actually plural. Syllabus is. Anyway, he ordered a martini, a Martinez. And as he's drinking it, the bartender asks him if he'd like another martini. And he says, "Don't rush me." Yeah, I find that to be amusing, but I usually get a pity laugh, but I can't tell in the video. And I also laugh at my own jokes, so who knows? But anyway, you need to keep up with the reading. You need to be tuned in every week, and you need, especially week one. Now, one thing I want to stress is if you look at the top of the syllabus, you will see my number. I answer it. Now, I do work, okay, and we're an hour ahead of you in Tennessee, but I will answer emails in a timely fashion. I will answer texts, and I'll answer your phone calls. Just make them after 4:30. I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and I work, or excuse me, Monday through Thursday, and Friday I work 8 to 4. You can call me afterwards, even if I'm driving home. I'll do it hands-free. Or call me Saturday. Don't call me during church on Sunday. I'm a pastor, and it's just bad form for my phone to go off while I'm in the pulpit. But guess what? I don't have a pulpit at the moment. I'm still looking for one. So call me Sundays after 12. I will answer. Students will always say, "Oh, I don't want to bother you." And it's like, you're not bothering me. I have a job because of you. I'd just as soon call you and say, hey, how are you doing? Do you need any help? Do you need anything? Uh, if you do, call me. We can either do it FaceTime, we can do it Zoom, we can do a normal audio call, but my time is your time. And so don't hesitate to call me. All right, instruction delivery. I have discussions, a discussion board. We'll talk more about that. And I've got the lectures recorded, so feel free to watch those. You are going to need to spend at least 4 hours a week to keep up with the reading. And the assignments. This class is going to take you 6 to 8 hours a week to keep up with. One thing I hope that you will learn from this course is critical thinking. I know we even go over abortion, and many students will think that I'm going to try to brainwash you into taking my position. And here's the deal. You shouldn't even know my position. Now, I am a minister, and so you could probably figure it out. But that being said, I respect your ability to make up your own mind. But I will say this. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter what you believe. But what you believe is not as important as your ability to define why you believe it. I can argue both sides of any question intelligently. And I hope that that's one thing that you are able to develop. One 8-week or 16-week course isn't going to do it. It's going to take you your whole lives to be able to do this. But I want you to develop the ability to think critically. Those of you in the nursing courses, you're going to need to be able to think critically. And by the way, I am a nurse. I took both LPN and RN courses at NTC. Okay? I've been where you are. You need to be able to think critically. That job that I was telling you about, I'm a nurse. Thinking critically is something you need to do. How do I assess competence? Required reading. At the end of the course, you are going to tell me in a simple Word document, I, David Myers, whatever your name is, have completed 100% of the assigned reading, or 60%, or whatever percentage that you completed. Now, it's worth 10 points. Now, that being said, 10 points in my class is a lot. It's all based on 100 points, so it's an entire letter grade. So if you completed 100%, that's 10 points. What you tell me is what you get. If you say I completed 2%, then you get 2 points, or actually that'd be about 0 points. But say you say I completed 20% of the reading, you get 2 points. And I have to tell you this. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but a number of years ago, a student told me they completed 20% of the reading, and when I gave them 2 points, filed a complaint against me. They said I should get points for being honest. No, I'm sorry. And then they said I should have lied. Now they addressed this to the dean, and the dean sided with me. Um, what you tell me is what you get. And so you have fair warning. There's always 1 or 2 students that don't turn this in. It's not due at the beginning or the middle. It's due at the end. So don't submit something every other week telling me I completed this percentage of these chapters. I want one document saying I completed whatever percentage, and it's due at the end of the course. Objective examinations. Okay, the exams are hard. They're taken straight from the book. By the way, the tests are open note, but they are or open book, but they are not open note. Why? Because the exams are difficult, I have a chapter exam, practice exam for each chapter. You could take it an unlimited amount of times until you've memorized it. All of my test questions are taken from the practice exams. So if you are in the 16-week course, the course is broken down into 6 sections. 3 sections if you are in the 8-week course. Don't get confused. It's all in the syllabus. So if you're in the 16-week course, section 1 is chapters 1 and 2. Take those. Now, not all of the questions on the practice test will be on the exam, nor will they be in the same order that you, in fact, it reorders them each and every time. So, but if you're like me, and many of you are, you have tremendous short-term retention. Take the test until you've memorized it. It'll help. If you do the assigned reading and you take the practice tests, you will do well on the exams. That being said, say you bomb the exam. Someone always decides to test me and gets a 40 on the first exam. Do the extra credit. That'll raise it up to a 70. So that's how I intend to keep your mind off the grade so much as the content. And the reading. I know the reading's difficult. And by the way, when you are doing the discussions, I don't want to hear about how difficult the reading is. This is a 3-unit college class in philosophy. The reading is supposed to be difficult, but it is. That being said, I don't expect you to master the material. Read it. Students will say, well, I had so much trouble reading it. I had to read it 3 times. I don't know that I retained all of it. Of course you didn't retain all of it. You couldn't. It's taken me years and years and years and master's degrees and a doctorate, and I'm not a master of philosophy. No one ever is. It takes your whole life. And so reading it or listening to it, if you have the online textbook, you have the option of listening to it. Now, I have a long drive to work every day, 45 minutes. I listen to the Bible on CD or on MPEG or, whatever, off my phone. And I don't waste the time, the hour and a half of driving time a day. You could do the same thing if you have driving time by listening to the material. I count that as having read it. So, don't get hung up. Do the reading, but don't expect to master the reading. Philosophy is different than any other class you've ever had. Some of the words you'll recognize, but you don't know exactly what they mean because they have a kind of a different meaning. Every one of us has philosophers, ethicists. We have to read the material a number of times. Try reading Plato. Try reading the Republic. Are you going to master it in one reading? No, especially if you're translating it. But say you're reading it in English, that you're still not going to master it. All right, so exams are tough. Do the practice tests. There are ethic problems that you are required to do for each section. They've got to be at least 4 full pages in length. Answer the questions. Now, that being said, open your syllabus if you've downloaded it, or look at it later. But here's how I have the ethics problem. I'm going to read it directly from here. The student will choose one of the ethics problems found in each section. Each question is fairly complex, and this paper will require between 4 and 5 pages, double spaced, to answer completely. Now, I have the sections broken down by pages. For instance, if you are in the 16-week class, section 1 is chapters 1 and 2. And if you look there, it says choose one of the following. Chapter 1, ethics problem, why be moral, on page 28. Or chapter 2, ethics problem, would you throw the switch, on page 44. Choose one of those, not both, one. If you're in the 8-week course, section 1 is chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Choose one and answer the questions completely. So you can see you have more writing to do in the 16-week course, but you have a lot more time to do it. And then finally, the discussion boards. You cannot pass this course and blow the discussion boards off. Look in your syllabus, and it gives the dates that they are due. I'll tell you this: all the work for a section is due by midnight on the Saturday that's listed. So the discussion boards close at midnight. Please don't wait until midnight to write your discussions. You're going to make 2 original postings. This is for both classes. Just it goes by sections. 2 original postings, 4 responses to other posts. And then you have to read all of the posts. I'm not talking about the attendance board sign-in. You don't need to read all of those. But you do need to read all of the section postings. That's worth 4 points, the reading. Someone always says, but I posted 6 times, I posted 8 times. How come I only got, 6 points? And it's like, well, you didn't do the reading. And I could tell if you did the reading. It shows on my on D2L Brightspace. It shows me who has completed it. So participate in the discussions. I jump in every once in a while. I read them all, and then if somebody asks a specific question, I jump in and answer it. So keep up on the discussions. That is how I assess competence. You do not need a proctor for these exams. You do not need to use, I don't even remember what it's called anymore. It locks your computer. The problem with that is there are too many easy ways to cheat. If you use the Respondus lockdown tool, all you need to do is be using a desktop and a laptop. I have no way of knowing. So I have no requirements. Just don't cheat. You can use open book. You can memorize all you want, but you may not just print out the answers to the practice tests. That's shooting a fish in a barrel. I expect you to put effort into this course. This course is not about hardcore nursing. It's not about a hardcore business. It is about critical thinking, and it is about honesty. So, I have course assignments listed. I have bold underline, papers shorter than 4 pages will be marked down, yada, yada, yada. If you're in the 16-week course, Section 1 exam is open from the 24th to the 29th of January. By the way, that's the same thing in the 8-week course, and so on. And then there's a reading and assignment schedule. All right, that is the syllabus. Now, I want you to contact me if you have any questions or concerns. However, I do expect that you've looked at D2L thoroughly because it answers 99% of the questions that you'll have. I do expect you to contact me if you see something wrong in the syllabus or the website. Something always gets through. Something always gets through. I've tried to be as careful as possible. I've spent hours in the last 3 days making sure everything is set up correctly, but something always gets through. So contact me. I will fix it. If you can't take a test at a certain date, let me know. My time is your time. I can't think of anything else I need to cover. I think I've covered everything fairly well and fairly completely. I'm very pleased that you're in this class, and I think we're going to have a wonderful either 8 weeks or an entire semester, and I look forward to spending it with you. Have a great weekend, and well, actually, it's already Monday by the time you're seeing this. Have a great week. Bye-bye.